welcome, Coby. Good to have you back for another interview to update us on the developments within Weebit. This time we're back in Tel Aviv. Actually,
good to have you back.
Yeah, good to be here. You recently announced some technical achievements for the company. Can you talk a little bit about that? What it means, especially from a commercialization point of view?
Yeah. Well, we're very proud of our technical progress. Actually, now we're definitely in the forefront of the ReRAM space. The results that we got on retention are very impressive. These are results that are, that we can retain the data for 10 years, even at high temperatures, which is critical for all kinds of applications like automotive, etc. So, that was a very big accomplishment. The endurance, again, now we're in the forefront of the industry, and we're basically very ready now for the customers. We still have quite a few ideas of how to improve even beyond that, but
right.
We're talking to customers now, and it's definitely a very exciting period
right.
now.
So when you talk about commercialization and you're talking about customers, I noticed you appointed a partner in Korea to take things forward on the commercial side. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, definitely. We've been talking to customers for quite some time now, potential customers to be exact, not customers, but to companies, many companies, leading companies in the semiconductor space, getting a lot of input. Actually, a lot of the work that we're doing now on the improvement of the technology comes from comments that we got from these customers.
Right. So what did it tell you in terms of what they're looking for? How does that work, that process?
Well, we meet the customers, we present the technology, we show them the parameters that we have. Each one has their own needs. Some of them the write speed or the read speed or the endurance or the retention. Each one has their needs, but they give us their feedback, and then we go back to Leti and we sit down and improve on what we see is really critical. So the customer input is very important for us. And we had several customers also in Korea, or potential customers again that we've been talking to, and at least one of them has made significant progress. They already not only gave us comments and indications about parameters, they actually gave us already a specification of the specific memory module that they want. So now it's really a much more advanced state.
Right. And does that mean once you go back to them, say in a few months, a few quarters, and you meet all those specs, that they're actually ready to move forward as well? Or are there further hurdles or hoops that you need to jump through?
Yeah. Well, the great thing about working on your technology is everything's under your control.
Yeah.
When you work with customers, there's this other party. So, I'm assuming, or I hope, that when we implement the technology, the module that they asked for, that they'll want to buy it at the end. I'm assuming they're not wasting their time. I mean, they wouldn't be talking to us and they wouldn't be giving us the specifications and working with us if it weren't something that really interests them, right? So there's a lot of challenges when you work with the customers, because they have their considerations. There's always new things that pop up, surprises, but we're making good progress, and that's the key point. And we're very proud now of having Keytech Design as the rep in Korea. I've worked with them for many years, and they're really good. So I'm very happy with them.
So and of course, naming names in the semiconductor space is a big no-no. But so I won't ask you for the name of your of the company that you're working with. But can you talk a little bit about their profile? What sort of company it is?
Well, it's what in the industry we refer to as a tier 2 customer. So it's not the biggest one or whatever everyone thinks, the first name that pops into people's minds. But it is, a relatively big known company. People know the name outside of Korea, right? It's, I think many people will recognize it if they hear it. It's for us, this is maybe the ideal kind of customer, because you don't want to jump to the biggest one that, you're just too weak they just crush you.
Yeah.
It's good to work with someone that needs the technology and wants to grow and wants to be more competitive, and you can talk to them in a more reasonable way. And
it's more of a partnership rather than a directive coming from the big guys.
Exactly. It's easier. From my experience, it's a mistake to go to the number one in the industry because they're just too big, and they can give you so many demands and they won't be paying you so fast, and you can go bankrupt easily just trying to answer their needs. So I'm glad we have this partner. And
also recently you announced a few partnerships on the research side, for instance for neuromorphic computing. Can you talk a little bit about that and what it does for Weebit from a development point of view?
Well, it's neuromorphic is so exciting. I mean, this is the future. Artificial intelligence is everywhere you look. That it's coming in, facial recognition, autonomous vehicles. I mean, you name it, and neuromorphic is really the core there. So all of this work is really exciting. And we're making good progress. I mean, these institutes, each one in their direction and then in what they're doing, they're progressing. We've had other institutes already contact us, and there's a lot of activity around this. So it's exciting. We've been working with Leti on a demonstration vehicle for this, and we hope to have it ready actually in the near future. So that'll be another major step forward.
Right. So just in a nutshell, because when you talk about neuromorphic computing, most people think about the logic component, or and not so much about a memory module to get that sort of functionality. Can you talk about why your technology ReRAM is so very well suited for neuromorphic computing?
The thing is, people today try to simulate the brain using regular computation. So they do what's called neural network algorithms on these big, huge data centers, power hungry, etc. The thing about ReRAM is that it mimics, or it operates very similar to a synapse in your brain, and so we can use a memory cell not as a memory. Well, it's kind of memory is memory, but it's not a memory cell in the sense of digital design like we think of now in a computer. We can use it to emulate the brain. So this is a completely different use of the ReRAM cell to emulate a synapse, and that can make everything so much smaller, simpler, more power efficient, and that's really the exciting part about it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Coby.
Thank you.